I'm Dave Gray, and this week I learned that if you get a lot of eyes tattooed on your back, people look at you weird at the pool.
I'm Kevin Matthews, and this week I learned that you sometimes also get random cameos at the pool. And this is our Raiders of the Podcast Minnesota.
Yay! So, to try to sort of catch up, we're going to cover really quick episodes 2 and 3 for Apple's Cape Fear TV series. Episode 2 was Why Would I Hurt You? Which is about their son Zach returning home high with a toe missing. And Max making subtle threats, implying kidnapping and torture, clues that Max could have broken in, or the toe could have been cut off in their by the son himself in their currently being worked on. That house is fucking huge. I have no idea if that's like a new addition or a part that's already been there. Did you?
I remember the daughter commenting. I thought that was some area that was getting worked on, but yeah, it could be either.
Yeah.
I did not get a definitive feeling about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Max gives an interview where he reveals his troubled childhood and admits that he does sometimes see his dead wife and unborn son due to I can speak brain trauma he suffered in a prison fight. We also meet Tom's father-in-law, or I forgot his wife's name for a second, or Anna's dad, who is played by the always wonderful Ted Levine. Levine?
I mean,
Whatever.
I say Levine, but tomato,
Yeah,
tomato.
Levine. It's always good when he pops up, so seeing him show up is always a plus. And Max makes an offer on a home for episode 2. Episode 3, Phantom Sensations, involves Anna getting involved with her son's love life. That ex making moves on their daughter at a party. Anna and um, Max, sorry, going on a road trip to negotiate a deal he gets with the for-profit prison he was in. Learning about Tom's flirtation with a coworker, and CCH Pounder once again plays the most tone-deaf person in the room. So what'd you think of episodes 2 and 3, Kevin?
I really like them. I like. I think they've judged this just right with how they are, sticking with the story as we know it, and then slightly turning things, or maybe even sort of giving lip service to things on the way past, and that happens with the way the character relationships are being developed, but also with a few notable cameos and a couple of there's a couple of different visual references. I know in the first episode you found a lot of Easter eggs referring to past iterations of his tale. I mean, there's a really obvious one here in episode 3, I want to say, where when Natalie had met the young girl, I think it was that point at the sort of pool party, um, which is so obvious, but still made me smile. I just and I like this tension and also this forced closeness that is there with Anna and Max. So that's obviously in the film versions. Now I remember the original less than the remake, just because I'd seen the remake. I'd rewatched it sort of more recently, but there's no, from what I recall, there's no closeness. There's the threat, and then if anything, trying to just maintain distance and deal with situations that flare up. I think that could be a big plus for this, is kind of forcing them to stick together for a while, and also, yeah, I mean, we're getting to see uh, a lot more of what Bardem uh, can be doing when he's got a bit of swagger in his walk and a glint in his eye, and I'm really enjoying it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm really digging it. I wasn't quite sold after the first episode.
Hmm.
I thought it had bits that could be good, but it really leaned into some campy Dixie Fried uh little exploitation. I mean, that's what it is. I've read the book. It's got bits from the book. It's got bits from both film versions. It's really starting to flirt with my happy place, cheesy and terrifying at the same time. There are some really good there's some really good bits. There's some really good nods, especially in episode 3.
Yes.
There's a scene where a woman comes on too strong at Tom and he threatens her, and the threat he gives her, that's out of the original book. That is a meta nod to something that happens in the original book, The Executioners. Um, there's some references to Bernard Herrmann's theme that play in a few spots, usually when things shift to a slightly darker tone. I think Francesca Scorsese has a cameo in it. There's a lot of really nice, subtle nods to things. And there's a big reveal that I don't want to name because until I have to mention them being in it, I'm going to avoid it because it's a great reveal for a cast member. Because I hadn't seen them mixed otherwhere, you know, anywhere else. Of course, now if you Google it, it'll be everywhere. Because, but going in blind, it was a moment, and I think everybody should have that moment. But
I
yeah,
I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
really
just saying
digging
I
it.
agree. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I'm really digging it so far. I'm really excited to see how they play out the rest of it and which ending are they going to go to. I think they're going to go with the original book ending, which should be really interesting. But it's a really nice and it's a good spin on the material. I didn't think we get that. I thought we'd just get another regurgitation, but no, they actually have a good approach with it. So yeah, I'm really excited for what comes next.
I'm really annoyed that I've forgotten who Tyler and I discussed that the daughter looks like. Damn
I'd
it.
have to. Yeah, I don't know. Offhand, I don't know.
I'm trying right now to scroll through our messages. There's so many messages. And I was like,
It's a long
who?
chat.
Oh man. Oh, I wish he'd been here. Um, I think it's interesting that they've definitely leaned into the son being sort of potentially targeted and manipulated more than completely reworking the stuff that you might think would be coming up with the daughter.
Mhm.
So I like that. Um, yeah, it's just like there was something throughout episode 2 that seemed there was something about to happen that seemed really obvious, but it was still really good when it happened. Like it was still quite satisfying, and it is so odd that that I was just I wasn't disappointed that I could see what was going to happen.
Yeah. Although, I figured out how to fix like 80% of their problems.
Right.
Just fix that back gate, dude. Folks are just wandering into their yard and their house all the time. Just fix the gate, guys. A screwdriver, some lithium grease, 5 minutes, all your troubles are gone. But whatever.
I have to say as well, like Ted Levine being that, well, not really a cameo, but a supporting role. He's also, I don't know whether it is just, as he's got older, or if it's a deliberate character choice, but his voice is a little bit, I don't know if lighter is the right word, and he may have the slight accent on it, but he's not about to just growl candy cane at you. So it did. I liked that it took me a minute. Like I was watching it, and Vicky's been enjoying the series with me as well. Been saying, look, we need to limit it. We need to keep track while we're doing this for the podcast. But he was there, and I'm like, is that Buffalo Bill? And bear in mind, Vicky will point to someone in a film and say like, "That's Bob," and I'll say, "Who's Bob?" And she'll say, "Oh, it's the guy who was the caretaker in Silence of the Lambs." Like I can't even remember his name now, but there's someone who's been in about two or three of the Hannibal movies, and he's, he's a secondary character. And Vic's like, "Oh, that's him," and I will disagree with her and then look it up and have to begrudgingly admit she's correct again. So, so the fact that we didn't immediately look up and be like, "Wow, that's Buffalo Bill," is was yeah, it was impressive.
Well, he is wearing a hat in the scene, so
Well, yeah, but wasn't he wearing a hat when he first got help with his sofa and his arm in a sling?
he was. Now that you
We're
mention,
we're, u-
I
we're
believe
used to
so.
living
Yeah,
in hats.
we are used to living. You're right. You're right. You're right. Uh, but yeah, I can't wait for episode 3. Uh, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm really curious to see where they go with it.
uh, yes, I'm kind of uh, I'm glad that it is weekly, and then I'm also uh like I wouldn't binge it, but it is nicely designed to make you want that next hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
I am a little concerned if they'll be able to keep that up. It- they're treading a really delicate line, and
yeah.
it could go bad quick. But so far they're doing it. They're on the balance beam. I'm rooting for them. So I'm excited for the next one. And you can find us, as always, on Instagram, Raiders _of_the _podcast, Blue Sky, Facebook, of course, our blog spot, Raiders of the blog, Raiders of the podcast .blogspot.com, on YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll get sweaty with it next week. I'll talk to you then.
Yeah.